Pablo mosh.
Here we go.
The mosh blow.
Live from the Macaroni Mansion, it's the Broad Street Breakdown.
That's all right.
I'm not mad at that one.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you.
Blackie Lawless Mercy.
It took you fucking 2 months to do that.
Jesus. It's a progressive
What
podcast.
humble pie were we listening to?
I don't need no doctor.
Right.
He don't need no
The
doctor.
Wasp. Look,
Mark for the Wasp.
that's the second record?
I don't know.
Mark
I
of the
think
Wasp.
it's later.
I love that. I love you hate metal and that's the metal.
It is. Flaming cod piece. I'm
Yeah,
in.
Cod
right.
piece all day.
I'm in.
If you've got a cod piece on, I'm buying your record.
Look,
I'm buying the cod piece too.
Exactly.
Something tells me you own several.
Sicko, what episode is this?
I think we're at 33.
You're listening to episode 33
7 million.
of the Broad Street Breakdown, a.k.a.
That's
7
that's
million.
a bit much.
I was going to say Snake Eyes, but that's not 3-3, is it?
That would be
He's already off to a
Yeah.
roaring start. Jesus Christ.
Why gotta take the Lord's name in vain like that?
Yeah.
You need to be.
Well,
you
it's
need some-
episode 33. That's the
You need
age
some-
that Jesus was killed at. So
You need some saving, son.
let's have a Jeebus theme
You
show.
need saving.
Oh, I'm saved, pal.
The lady at the diner was like telling me and my mom like some personal shit, and she was like, and da 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 da, but thank Jehovah. And I was like, oh, it's coming. There it is. But I figured maybe she was regulated. Like, yo, man, don't hand out pamphlets and don't.
Like, remember our
Don't hand
boy,
out praise.
our boy at Tories, where we used to go shopping for the big and
Yeah,
tall.
man. You know they fired him because of that.
Yeah, Richard or whatever.
Yeah, they rehired him, but for a while he was
He'd be like, "Oh, yo, you didn't see the new poll that came in? By the way, love Jesus.
Yeah.
Here's my pamphlet."
yo, he did. He'd be like, all right, so here we got the new polo rugbies, Ezekiel 7.0. And you'd like get your receipt and there'd be like a Jesus
verse,
pamphlet. Yeah,
John,
like
John 3:16.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit weird. She's like the sweetest lady ever though. So I didn't want it to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like-
you try to no sell just to get it to end, and then when it doesn't end,
Bro,
that's when there's a problem.
I was like 3 sentences away from it being a problem, and she stopped. Like in my head, I was like, she's got 3 more sentences.
Well, I have an exterminator. He comes 4 times a year to my crib, and he
Okay.
sprays the whole house.
Right.
And my mom was like, "Yeah, last time he was talking Jeebus stuff," and I was like, "I'll be here for the next one." So sure enough, you walk around the house with him, and you open up the attic and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And he started to do the gimmick. I'm like, man, blah 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 blah. And like 20 minutes later, he's like, "Well, do you believe?" I said, "Look, man, not for nothing, but if we continue this conversation, it's not going to end well. So how do you want to play this?" And he was like, "Oh, okay, sir, okay." He was like an older guy.
right.
And I was like, "Look, man, you're at my house."
Yeah, I believe I'm paying you not to talk.
Yeah, I'm being polite, and if this is what you have to do, because it sounded like he was like not the stereotype, but an older Irish gentleman who had a bad past.
Yeah,
like a bad
yeah.
drunken, like he was hinting at having it. So I'm like, this is what you got to do to cope. That's awesome,
Yo,
man. But
man,
like,
whatever gets you through the day.
Right,
It's
right.
To me, it's like I've noticed like, historically with all of us, it's like that we're from that generation of like the Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on our doors and everybody in the crib either not answering, or some people would take glee in answering, and like
I used to, like 10 years ago, I would answer and say something funny, like, haha, I worship Satan.
Yeah,
and they would
yeah.
get a crazy eyed face, and I'm like, nah, just get away. And now I don't even answer the door.
I answered. I took a L like a year ago because I was waiting on a package.
That's how they get you.
So they got me, bro. Like, doot, doot, doot. And I was hyped. It was something I was waiting for. And I answered it.
The first possessed record.
Yes. Yes.
If they're smart, they're going to wear like Amazon Prime shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
you'll answer
Yo, I
every
like
time.
that idea.
Yeah.
Or wear the UPS Brown
Right.
gimmicks. And then when I'm like, oh, you just gave me the first Morbid Angel on Blue Vinyl. I'm gleeful. Then you hit me with the right hook and
Right.
drop, So I was like, but I got the last laugh because I basically answered the door like, in
One sock on in
it
your
was
drawers.
it was like my cholo outfit. I basically answered the door in like house shoes. They up and downed me and were like, oh shit. But it was the strangest. It was like an older black woman, an Asian woman, and like a 7-year-old Puerto Rican girl.
They do rock the kids with them, I guess, to kind of soften it up a little bit.
Yeah, so you can't wild out.
Yeah.
That might be it, but I don't. They handed me the gimmick and were like peace in the Middle East. So I don't know if they were like, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
taken aback.
They were looking for the older people that they can easily
The
manipulate.
old people,
Yeah.
or like the naive looking young kid who has the I'm stupid, tell me what to do gimmick
I'm
face.
lost.
Yes. But yeah, that was. But no, this lady's mad nice. But yeah, I stayed ducking the
The propaganda.
Yeah, but I'm thinking now. Pablo brought it up, and I brought it up. They must get over now because we all wait for Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like now that you cop records online, you cop gear online, sneakers online. The things that I buy the most are online. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll open that door if they're trying. You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
I live in an apartment building, so I don't worry about these things. They don't come to
You're
my
lucky.
door.
I live in a one-bedroom
Like,
apartment.
yo, check this, dog. I live in a box. They don't be bothering me, dog.
I prefer to call it a gated community.
Yeah. The pizza guy's got to meet him out in the street.
That's right. I gotta go get the Chinese in the lobby.
When he calls, he's like, he gives the color and make of a car. It's out front of his building.
I see them pick up
They're
Chinese
like-
at the trolley
they're
stop.
They're like, address. He's like, green 74 Pinto.
Yeah.
Sicko, how are you this week?
I'm doing all right. I got if you don't mind, I'm gonna pit myself over.
Oh, please do.
October 22nd coming up. It's a Saturday afternoon. Me and my No Slam Dancing co-author are going to be speaking at the Trenton Free Library in the lovely city of Trenton. We're going to talk about writing books and tell punk rock stories, and they're doing a whole thing where they're archiving all our source material for our books. So if you're in Trenton, come by. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Welcome. Please leave by sundown or you're going to get killed. An interesting fact. Please leave now.
Trenton's been gentrified a little bit. It's a little okay.
I remember you saying that it was a little. They're trying to make it the new up and coming, but they're struggling.
You remember the
Remember? Yeah, I remember. Not remember.
the Trenton train station.
This one,
Yes.
corrected.
Right?
Yeah, that's
How
rich.
dare
Gotta
you.
take it when you can. Go ahead.
The Trenton train station that Rollins made famous, talking about, and a lot of his
Peach
spoken
Melba?
words,
Yeah, go ahead.
Where Sid and Nancy were known to have slept and nodded off during their days. It used to be one of the scariest places on earth. So when I first met Amy, to get out to meet her, I would always take the train out to Trenton and meet her at the station. And the first time she told me to do that, I'm like, I ain't going to Trenton train station,
Yeah.
because I'm remembered from like 1985, and it's like the cleanest, safest, most well lit place in all of Trenton now. So, but the rest of it is still
Yeah.
fucking scary. But yeah, we'll be at the Trenton Free Library October 22nd. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, then.
Hello, Pablo.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Baby.
Wow.
What's that about, man?
Are you stealing George's babies?
P. Jiggy's got it and tat it. You know what I'm saying? Have you been paying attention to me lately?
Wow.
Yo, man.
So on the computer,
I was waiting for that
it says
Okay.
Pablo, and then underneath it as a
as a bullet point.
yes,
Oh my God.
I'm gatted and tatted.
Jesus.
I'm.
I am.
Yeah.
I feel like I still don't know how I feel about you looking into that abyss, man.
I didn't have a chance to do any red herrings on this one today, too, but I'll have to do one for the next episode.
He loves.
But yeah,
the
so,
red herring.
He learned
Yeah.
what it was,
and he's just.
and he's ODing.
So there's Jordy at Crescent Street Tattoo's been putting me over, so I got a new tat. I got this Crescent Street spider. It's pretty scary.
Hello, Miss Jordy.
And then I
What
got this
up?
John. Look at this. Us over them.
Oh, you
Us
got
versus
that
them.
too?
Us versus them. Right, Jeff?
Well, which is it?
Us versus them. Right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Or what is it?
The problem is he's them.
What is it?
So that's badass. But
Wow.
so I got a new gimmick for
I just want a Jackie cam for future.
Just the reaction
yeah,
shot.
yeah. One more. We have 3 One more camera can't hurt.
Nah.
Just
We need a Jackie cam.
right near the voodoo gimmicks, down on her, shaking her head at everything.
Hey, Jack.
Every time the eye roll goes, it just goes further and back of
It's
her
a
head.
head shake mixed with an eye roll, and I got a beautiful view.
Nice.
So that's badass, right? I'm tough now. So I have a new.
I like how he's rhetorically. So that's badass, right?
So my new thing is I'm trying to get as many tattoos that Jeff has on my body. So my next one's either going to be the lion on my head, or the Jackie Brown initials.
It's a tiger.
Why don't you get a
Right?
tattoo of Jeff?
I'm getting the Jackie Brown initials next.
Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie.
Why don't you get a cartoon of Gavin on you?
That could work.
I would do that.
I also like a lot of stuff on him. The chopper one is dope. The
You're not getting anything on your head, man.
no, not on my head, but his chopper's on his leg.
You were saying the thing on his head.
Yeah,
You were
he's
thinking-
got like a line on his head. I might get that somewhere.
Same difference.
It's scary
In his
nonetheless.
world.
It's scary
I thought he
nonetheless.
said line.
A line.
You know what you should get?
Go
you
ahead.
should get the drawing that he did of you on you.
Yeah, what happened to them?
They're over there. I need those gimmicks too.
Yeah, somebody
for my cheap plugs.
I don't. Oh yeah.
We got to scan them so we can put the pictures up too.
I don't have the pictures.
Sabotage? I might have. I don't remember what I have. And you're not drawing tonight, Jeffrey.
We only have one Sharpie between 9 and
Here we
Yeah,
go.
man.
There is a Sharpie shortage at the Macaroni Mansion.
Well, Sicko's fucking cheapo with his.
I bet he's got 4 more in his bag.
He definitely
not sharing.
does.
Well, I have the big Johns. That
Oh
Vinny
my
hates.
God.
No, what?
He's got more, Jeff. I was joking, and he's being...
What happens every
Look
time I
at
give
this!
you one of these?
Look at this boy's got...
What happens every time I give you one of these?
I hate them.
Right. So I didn't bother taking them out.
So you should have used them.
No, I bought brand new Sharpies.
No,
I don't want to give you one.
That's not how a friend behaves.
I mean,
First of all,
I'm very particular about
I know
my
you're
pens.
very
Yo,
selfish.
he
The one,
started
yeah.
the night with 1 Sharpie. Now there's 4.
Yes, you're right.
And he was looking around the
And
room.
he was being
Oh,
selfish about the
The
one
one.
that he had. Like,
Yeah.
nah, Nizzle, you
Because
can't
I
borrow it.
just gave you one like a week ago.
You didn't give me shit.
It was
I've
in
never-
the thing over
the
there
fact
for
that-
you to use.
The fact that Gavin can't keep it together
How
has
dare
nothing to
you.
do with me.
How do I know?
Because
how
I
am I
didn't.
involved
Well,
with
I'm not
this?
taking markers from this home.
What do you mean?
I walk into this home with the same things I leave this home.
Look,
No,
just knock the
just
captain over. It's fucking.
all sparked up.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna buy a fucking box of Sharpies.
That's what you're
and I'm
talking.
gonna
You're
pit
talking.
them right in the middle of the table.
You're talking
Everybody
big.
can have a fucking Sharpie party.
I'm
All
with
right.
that.
Sharpie party.
That's
down
my
for
new
that.
band.
yeah.
So what is the gimmick you got on your arm that you don't know what it says?
It's us versus them.
It's us over them.
Exactly. That's what Jeff's. That's what it is.
Why does he have that, man? How did you allow this to happen?
Well,
Because he's them.
He kept on knocking and you let him in?
no, Pablo's one of us. As much as we hate the fact that it's
We hate
kids.
us.
We
hate
they
to
hate
admit
him.
it.
Blah 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 blah. Black Flag said it.
yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
You
You pop Jackie.
Yeah.
Jackie Brown.
Sicko is.
I keep thinking that stupid thing in the corner is a person. It drives me crazy.
Every time I look over
Oh
there, I think
fuck,
it's a
Jackie!
person.
I hate her in her house.
I can't wait till it gets closer
And it's the
closer
corner.
to
It's the
Halloween.
corner of my eye too, which is where I see everything out of the corner of my eye.
You're kind of blocking it, so when you move a little forward or a little back, I'm like, yeah, someone. Oh,
It's terrifying.
Jackie's crazy voodoo gimmicks.
We have without giving too much away, we have some plans in the near future for special shows, and Jackie has already started preparing for it a month in advance.
Yes.
So as the weeks roll on, it's going to get more and more fucking
Macabre.
outrageous.
well,
Not only did he use it correctly, he pronunciated it correctly.
I thought he was going to say macabre.
Macabre.
Maccabee, as Killer Priest would say.
Wow.
He took it right back. It was
like a yo-yo. He dangled it out there. And
Jackie's like Richard Christie, the drummer of Death with Halloween.
Yeah, it's my favorite. She gets all dressed up, too, with the gore and everything.
Fancy makeup.
Because I saw you the one year at the serial killer show. You were all dressed up in a ghoulish outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Then you posted a picture of you and your friend with all fake scabs and stuff. Chopped up
I saw
necks.
that.
Overdoing it a little
When
bit.
y'all saw the
Grow
serial killers, them they have to be pushing 60, right?
Yeah, the one guy didn't play the next show because he had a heart attack or something. The singer.
Why or where did I get the idea that they're a San Francisco band, not a Philly band? Did they move from San Francisco, then base themselves here? You know how people say that? Like, I'm wording it. Like Metallica was, not to bring
Bay
up metal,
Area.
but dudes moved there to make that happen.
Serial
I
killer.
think they moved to L.A., didn't they?
No, serial killer fake Paul Bear, not our Paul Bear.
Yeah.
Moved from Philly to San Francisco at one point, and then he came back.
Yeah, I think they all.
And he's not in Philly now.
Okay, I thought they came here and made. They have what, one LP, and then the 7-inch with the House
Gary
of Horrors.
Gary Hynek's, look what you done.
I don't know.
Roadside Rendezvous, serial killers.
From what I think.
I remember an LP with them standing around. Obviously, in 2016, it's going to be old, but them standing around even at the time, an old car.
The Roadside Rendezvous has the serial killer guy in front of the car.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's
This isn't what
the
I'm
only
talking.
album that they have.
This isn't what I'm talking about. Then someone bootlegged it and put it out with a different cover, or there's a fucking band called the Serial Killers that has their identical story. Because I was just looking to try to buy the gimmick with the nickel bag of dirt from Gary Hynek's
the 7-inch.
Correct. And while I was digging, this gimmick came up. I'm like, I never saw this before. And I read this little brief synopsis, not of the record, but of the band. And it was like hailing.
What do you want? The 7-inch?
I want anything I can get.
I'll give it to you tonight. I have the 7-inch with the dirt.
Yeah, I think I still have mine. You can have mine if you want it.
Why aren't all these records being bestowed?
You're not
upon
allowed
me
to sharp.
before?
You're not getting the Sharpies. You're not getting the serial killers. Holding out on you, Paz.
First
Don't
off,
let
he's
me
showing
forget-
pictures of records he found in his mother's basement. I'm like, these should all be mine.
Yeah.
Why?
See, Chopper knows.
Wow.
Hey,
I ain't arguing with Chopper.
what are you doing with them? I don't know that you have a turntable. I don't believe that you do.
I do.
You're not allowed to play anything loud, and everything yours should go to me. That's worth
Why would you
anything.
want any of them? What do I have that you would even want? Oh, the old metal records.
Yes.
Oh, I always forget I have them. You can fucking have them.
You can have them. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Right.
Give it to him.
Now,
Come
why-
over to my mom's house and take them.
I don't know about that.
I'm scared of Donna.
Well, I'm saying I ain't delivering them.
You can't deliver.
Right. Right.
This guy.
If you want them, come and get them.
And what do you have that you're not giving me?
The serial killers with the dirt.
What else?
I'd have to look. I'll look tonight.
Why are you yelling at me?
I don't know.
He's
So you're getting him tattooed on you. That's where we left off.
yeah. I might get OG in the heart.
What
Someone
do
I
you
like
feel
that
about
too.
this, Gavin?
He's my man right there.
I support it.
Soul brother.
With the heart?
We might get the gimmick where it's like the broken heart.
broken heart?
He gets the left and I get the right.
Yeah, yeah. The gimmicks you wear?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
And
okay
you can
with that.
pit them together so they make a.
Yeah, Wonder
full
Twin
heart.
powers activate.
What's been
Form
going
of
on
a
with you?
podcast.
What's been going on with me?
Yeah.
Fending off this nonsense.
You sleeping good?
How's
Yeah.
the pat?
It's good. I like it. I'm a fan.
Man,
You seem a little peppier, a
there's
little.
some pep in your steps, some slide in your glide. I'm not gonna lie.
Dare I say happier? Dare I say?
Well, he just cut you the look, so that means not happy.
cutting eyes at me.
Yeah.
I had to bring my car into the gimmick this week.
That's
It's never a goddamn good story.
There
with
we
that.
go.
It isn't.
Nah.
There's no good car story.
Nah.
It was all right. Kathleen texted me on Sunday. She's like, all of a sudden the air conditioner just stopped. I was like, well, Pablo over no one.
Wow.
Like that?
It's Pablo
No,
Verse.
I was
thought it was
looking
Pablo
at your
Verse. That
mug.
one.
Oh, it's Charlie.
Yeah.
Does it, when it heats up, does his eyes
Free
come
Charlie.
out? Is that
Yeah.
how the thing works?
Yeah. Yeah. So so I had to bring it in, get the air conditioner and heat fixed.
So they probably clobbered you for that.
200.
Really?
200.
Oh, all right.
Did you fucking fix the roof of that car too? The fucking ceiling keeps caving in.
No.
Every picture I see, the fucking ceiling gets lower and lower.
No.
You're gonna have to cut a fucking hole in that so bitch just to drive.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, get a fucking staple gun at least. You know the gimmick?
Yeah.
Dude, this shit is so low. I feel like I'm in a lounge when I'm in the car.
like
I'm in the pink lounge.
It
The pink clown.
gives my car ambiance.
It does have a lot of ambiance.
Well, what the fuck you want from me? I like it.
You should put a gimmick in there.
Little
Once
strobe
in a
ball.
A disco ball, perhaps.
Yeah,
Disco ball, yeah.
The mini gimmick.
You could charge admission for that shit.
I could.
Cover charge.
I could.
I could. I will.
$5, only $5. I won't charge more
Don't
than
pay
that.
more.
I won't charge the kids more than that. $5.
If your store charges more, write this address.
I feel like
Send a self-addressed stamped envelope.
I feel like when it got to be 2000, we charged $6.
How old is old?
Is that true?
Yeah. I don't know about the shows, but the prices of the records went up by $1.
Holy shit!
And there was quite the backlash, if you'll remember, Ian. People were very angry with you.
I do remember I talked to Stupid Sicko at the time, and the two of us hated it. Yes, we did.
Did Stupid Sicko call you a sellout?
No, well, he supports my art.
But he was a little disappointed.
I let him sit on the fucking Discord porch.
Yeah, and
You don't do that, Ian.
I put him on the list, so it was okay. And for the kill taker.
I'm sad guy. He's sad. I'm sad guy. What's his name? Picchianti or whatever?
Picchiato?
Yeah.
Picchiato? I don't know how you
It's
pronounce
pronounced gee.
Sad guy.
Sad gee.
It's really fucking hard to not fucking agree with everything he says when you call yourself gay.
My name's Sad Gee. I like to dance and hang upside down on the basketball thing.
My name is spelled Jon. You pronounce it. For me, I don't have much news other than the fact that I had a mishap.
Uh-oh.
Happing a miss?
Yes. I cut open a body part.
Stop.
That
Stop.
Your body part or someone else's?
mine. I was handling business in an area.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't like where this is going at all.
I've been there, pal.
You know what I'm getting?
Jackie, hold your ears.
fuck yeah,
Earmuffs,
I've been
Jackie.
there.
I do not like where this is going.
I mean, it's not going. It's not. I'm not.
I've been
See,
there.
this is why I don't do any of those things.
Continue.
That's an area where mistakes should not ever happen.
Continue.
It happened.
Yeah, see, there's
And
no need for
there
that.
was a bloodletting.
Stop.
I'll stay bushy.
It'll bleed.
Fuck.
That's the price you gotta pay for being a fucking hunk.
I
Not
need
worth
to call Phil in. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
me and
Yeah.
Pablo,
Not
the undercarriage.
I've been there too.
Yeah. Not the.
Listen, when you're using a 5-blade razor,
Chick.
shit happens.
See,
man.
those
Shit
that does
happens.
not belong anywhere near that area.
Are you trying to tell me I shouldn't be playing around with my meat and tube edge?
Not with sharp, razor sharp things at all, ever. There's no need.
You
I would go back to it once it healed.
I mean, look.
I continue as it's bleeding. I still continue shaving.
You have to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to.
You gotta
Yeah.
go for it. Then.
Look, man, you're in Nam.
You're right.
So, like, what are you gonna do?
Y'all are
Eat the
fucked.
bug.
The
When you're in-
peroxide
right.
cleans it,
When you're
peroxide
in
cleans
the
up at the
bush,
end anyway.
Literally and figuratively. when you're in Nam and you're in the shit, look,
yeah.
you either give up,
War is hell, man.
or you either give up and you lay there,
White flag it.
and the Viet Cong get you,
Yeah.
Nope.
and make a
Make ear.
skewer out of
yeah.
you,
Nope.
or you trudge on
Did the mouth.
through the shit. Didi Mao.
Didi Mao.
The heart of darkness needs to be smooth.
Correct. You're right.
I know.
I'm fine
And
with the jungle.
getting there, you have to go through the jungle sometimes.
That's
Is what
why
it
I
is.
And what do you do when you go through the jungle? You have a machete,
machete.
Yep.
and
Yep.
you chop your way
Yep.
through to
That's-
get to the heart of darkness.
I've been
Nope.
there.
Or like I recommended episodes before, you get the nair. No fuss, no
Nah,
muss.
man,
Just smells
nah.
bad.
You just do. You just.
You just do the deal.
And it's done. That's that.
Y'all can do that.
Let's do a YouTube on that one time. We'll do it instructional. Grow it out.
Do a
No.
nair
And then we'll-
versus shave
Nope.
deal.
Yeah.
My area
Uh-huh.
matches whatever's going on my head.
I
So if
like
my
that.
If my head is, my area is.
Man, you got me all excited now.
I'll tell you what. If you look at my haircut, a low Caesar, that might be what my Huang has as a cut.
My carpet don't match the curtains.
Yeah, mine.
My shit's
Gavin
slick
and I
on
were
top,
saying,
and we're full on 1974
That's-
below the equator.
That's fucking.
That's heinous.
Yeah, well, my ball sack ain't bleeding, so I win.
I'm not bleeding right now, man.
Nope.
Wrap that shit up
Yeah.
and move along the way.
Yeah.
man. It's
Peroxide fix it all.
vile.
Can't help you.
It's vile.
I don't participate in a lot of anti-sicko humor. It's just not where my thing goes. You know what I mean? But
Thanks.
on this one, I'm not with you.
Yeah?
I'm not with you.
It's not for everyone.
It's like I imagine
It's
it looks
still,
like
still under the bush is still 10 feet long. That sicko hammer.
oh, I'm sure. The hog?
yeah.
Now, can I ask no.
It's like a giraffe peeking its head out of the bushes.
It's super
Out
personal.
of the canopy. That's what it is.
Oh, that's terrible.
How can I word this?
Oh, Jesus.
No. Because of your right and, well, not your, because you will say, I'm not discussing that. It won't come off disrespectful. So I'll just Paul with the jab. Does your better half subscribe to this same?
She does not.
What does she think about what's going on with what your philosophy is?
I mean, you got to factor in we're going on 20 years
I don't-
together.
That's whack, man.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck.
Oh, she does.
I mean, if she does, then she does. It's not my problem to deal with. That's her problem.
Maybe. Oh, jeez.
Gal, please continue.
This is making me very uncomfortable.
Come on, man.
Maybe Sicko's area acts like a trampoline, like because it's so unkept. It's like pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow.
It's possible. It's possible.
Oh, I know.
What's it?
No, I know.
What's it like? Pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow. You know what I mean?
Is it
Like
kept or kempt? Unkempt?
Unkempt.
There's an M in there.
There is indeed.
there's a lot in there.
There is. Apparently.
Whole lot going on.
Apparently, it's like Saigon in there.
I rock a natural, baby. I ain't fucking with the white man's product.
Look, that's your own problem, man.
Yeah, man.
Again, my ball sack ain't bleeding.
But Gavin, can you explain what we're gonna discuss? Because
People. Go ahead.
no, I was done. People,
Hear me now. Listen. So we
are you saying this with peace and love?
always
All right,
peace and love, peace and
love.
People always hit us up with things they like about the show. So in the last couple of weeks, for whatever reason, a lot of people have been hitting us about the recommended. They love the recommended thing. So we were saying, well, let's name off some bands, records, songs, stuff that is a little bit more obscure that people might not have heard of before. It may not be obscure to everybody at this table here, but it may be sort of obscure or unknown to somebody who's listening right now. So we're going to just not a list of stuff. We're just going to throw some shit out there that of stuff that, and maybe have a slight discussion on each thing about, and just throw some shit out there that you guys can check out on some level.
Mine are all songs.
Yeah, and I know most of mine, I think, are on, YouTube or whatever. It's not like something that you're going to have to, go to Vinny's guy in the hut to get.
Yeah, if you're putting YouTube into the equation, everything of mine you can find. A couple of them are like 12 inches that are long out of press, but it's not so. I mean, for me, probably, I think if I did 5 things, Chopper, get out.
Jack, call Chopper, man.
Yeah, probably 3 of the 5 of my things you could probably still buy. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, and even if somebody just wants to check it out, like say, oh, I want to listen to that song that they talked about.
Yeah.
I'm guessing most of the shit is on YouTube or whatever the fuck. With the way technology is, I'm sure you can find it somewhere with very little effort, if you will.
So this is recommendations in the beginning of the episode? Is that what this is?
Well, I'm just thinking like a lot of people like the shit we put over, so I figured we would concentrate this week on music stuff again, whether it's a song, band.
So we're
album.
still doing recommendations at the end of the episode, or no?
I don't know, maybe.
Could be.
But this is just music that you had never heard of, or something.
It's music.
He's off the rails, man. He's off the rails now that he's getting sleep. He was like, we should hit people to songs that they might not have ever heard of
by bands.
And I was.
What the fuck?
I was like, yo, like bands, so, blah, 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 blah. And his mind is Thunderdome. And I'm like, so I just do song. I'm going to do like maybe 5 songs that I like that heads probably haven't heard.
That's what it is. It's something that you think some of the heads listening to this fuck show haven't heard of. Why is that difficult?
Cool. I'm ready. What do you got for me?
Sicko, do you have anything to contribute to this?
I do. I thought of a couple of things.
I thought of this Bond.
I bet they're all going to be positive bands. No depressing bands.
In 1979.
Nope, you're absolutely wrong.
I was trying to,
The Smiths were in their neighbor's basement. They recorded.
He's actually not very far off.
They recorded 7.
Sicko isn't really that far off ever.
I mean,
they recorded 7 notes. They're the best 7 notes ever recorded. Johnny Marr tuned his guitar for an hour. You can't find this anywhere. No one has ever heard this but me.
I was there when it was written.
It was wonderful.
Can we have a real one now, please?
What the fuck? Where are you? What do you got to do?
I'm dying to see what you've been up all night on.
Don't worry about it. I ain't been up all night. Don't worry about the fuck I've been doing.
Wow.
Fucking
I worry. No, he's got too much energy. I liked it better when you weren't sleeping.
Me too.
Why did Saxa go like that?
I like sleep. It's my escape. It's very difficult to not laugh at myself doing
I know.
sad sicko.
You turn away from the mic often while doing the impression.
Kayfabe, man.
Yeah. Kize, Fize.
All DZ.
Kayfabe, bitch.
Exactly.
Sicko.
But do you want me to start?
Sure, if you want to.
All right.
Fuck is happening?
Sharpie sicko.
So, are we gonna like do one and then go around, or should I tell you everything that I have all in one shot?
This is Gavin's brainchild.
Let's just do it.
All right. Well, my first one is it's not the band that's obscure. The band is the Smiths, as Gavin
Shocker.
predicted.
I knew it.
It's there are many Smiths bootlegs, what we used to call bootlegs, live records out there.
Fuck, I was right on.
You
It was the best of the best.
It's yeah.
Because I've have collected many of them over the years. The best one that I ever heard, and my favorite, was recorded in 1985. It's very well known amongst collectors. It's called "Same Day Again."
Same day again.
I forget what venue it was recorded at, but it was a show in the UK.
It's the same day that I love Jackie Brown making dinner at 12 at midnight. Bake me some lasagna. The song was about lasagna, but Morrissey didn't really even eat meat. That was so crazy about the song.
Is there a remix of lasagna meat?
Yeah, lasagna meat is murder.
Sicko, write that down.
I'm writing.
Oh,
that
he's
down.
ready.
So yeah, it's one of the best live recordings. It was the audio's taken from the soundboard, which at the time was a pretty rare thing to be able to do. I know for a fact you can find it online and download it. Basically, if you put in a Google search for Smith's "Same Day Again," it'll come up. There are many like blog sites that you can just download the whole.
It's not
record
on
from.
Is it on the YouTube?
I've never actually looked.
sure it is.
It probably is. I don't know if the actual
Usually when-
video of it is, but
Usually when stuff is so easily available to download, somebody has put it up
right.
on the...
And you're probably right. I've never looked for it. One of the things that's well known about the Smiths at their height,
I got it. It's on there.
There you go. They were they were an amazing live band. And it really comes through in this performance. The quality is pristine. It's one of the best live, unofficial releases of any band in any genre I've ever heard. So if you're a Smiths fan, that's definitely something to check out.
I am.
And that's all I have.
The Gavin,
I need my list.
you want me to go?
No. Let's see. Look how long my list is. You're right. I'm getting sleep and things are happening.
Yeah, man, that's a deal.
Fucking hell. Let's go with obscure band that I know me and you like, the Tinder Sticks.
Oh, they're heavy as fuck.
For some reason, they're not the fucking biggest band in the world, and they should be. They're kind of like I know all their shit is on YouTube. They're from some European place that's not England. They're very they got like a fucking weird European vibe to me.
Are they from Copenhagen?
I mean, that would make sense. I'm not sure, but they're definitely a...
Trouble Every Day.
They're
Listen
from
to
Nottingham.
that. So they are from the
Oh,
UK.
fair enough.
Listen to Trouble Every Day.
Yeah, man, they fucking they're very like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds kind of vibe without if they didn't come from punk rock stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're just fucking miserable fucking
Yeah.
band and really good and definitely like that weird, like I said, European sort of thing to them. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I see why they don't appeal here because it's very
It's droll.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, mine are all songs. There was a dude named Sunslaughter Melquan. He went by Melquan, originally Sunslaughter Melquan. Terminator X from Public Enemy put out a solo album in maybe 91. It was relatively successful. Then he followed it up in 93 and 94, a compilation album. And there's a song on the compilation album by Melquan called Crunch Time, Crunch with a K. Melquan Crunch Time. It's one of the best rap songs I ever heard in my life, ever. So you can find that either on YouTube or you could find that record, the Terminator X record, and buy it. There's some good joints on there.
I got another one.
All right.
Again, I don't know that this goes by the definition obscure, because at the time it was put out by a major label for a major motion picture and had well-known bands. But I've noticed in the internet age, I've searched for it like on streaming sites like Spotify. It's not available. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, but there's one specific reason why this record is awesome. It's the Less Than Zero soundtrack, and I thought of it because of all the Misfits reunion stuff that's going around. The greatest song that Glenn Danzig ever did in his entire body of work is on that record, and I can never find it anywhere other than like YouTube.
Okay.
So, and I don't know that a lot of people know about it.
I have that soundtrack on vinyl, actually.
I have it too.
The Bangle song's great on there.
The Hazy Shade of Winter cover is really great. It's got Slayer doing In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
LL's on there.
That's where Going Back to Cali came from. I mean, I don't know that you'd call it an obscure record, but it's like I know there are probably a lot of younger kids who got into the Misfits and probably know about Danzig's later work, but this song I think it came out like the summer right before the first Danzig album came out. It was kind of like a precursor.
It was
87.
because it was a year before the Danzig record, and it was called Danzig and the something
the
something
Power
something.
and Fury Orchestra.
Yeah.
And I think either Gavin, was it Roy Orbison wrote the song, or he wrote the song he wrote a song for Roy Orbison?
He wrote a song for Orbison called "Life Fades Away."
That's what it is.
Actually, on that soundtrack as well.
Right.
That was the
with you.
that
Not
was
even him.
That was the closing credits song in the movie Less Than Zero. Was the Orbison song that Danzig wrote. He wrote the lyrics, anyway.
The one that I'm specifically talking about, I think it's called Less Than Zero, is the actual song name. It sounds like a Roy Orbison song. It sounds like it was produced by Phil Spector. It's got that wall of sound kind of feel to it. And to this day, it's the greatest thing that Danzig ever did.
I agree with that, actually. 100%.
Yeah, I remember getting that soundtrack just for that song.
Right.
Or being like, dude, Danzig did a song.
Yeah, it was that and Slayer doing the sloppiest cover of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. It was great.
All right, I'll go. Next one is a song by a band called Niblick Henbane.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah. New Jersey. They were on Headache Records, I think, and maybe TKO at one point. There was like a crew of bands in the 90s that were kind of like American Oi bands, and Niblick Henbane is one of the better ones, I think. There's a song called Life Over the Edge, which is not only their best song, but one of my favorite songs of all time. That I know is on YouTube. I'm positive of that. That I feel like is their best song, and it's I want to say not 100% on this, but I want to say Niblick Henbane's whole catalog at one point was reissued on TKO. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So I think their stuff is pretty readily available, but this song in particular, check that out.
Nice.
Life Over the Edge, it's called.
But this is a 12-inch that came out. I don't know, maybe late 90s, by a dude named Big Quam, Kwam, Big Quam. He had like 3, 4, 5 12-inches that were all incredible. I thought the dude should have been on a major, would have been. Typically, I don't know what happens when someone that's this good or as good as Mel Quan disappear. My mind thinks that they give up the music industry or they get locked up. I don't know. Quam was like he reminded me of Nas on he reminded me of Nas on the Main Source record on Live at the Barbecue. All of his records reminded me of that. The song I wrote down was Capacity Blown. But if you look up Big Quam, Kwam, Big Quam, the dude was incredible and never really got his just due as far as I'm concerned.
It says here he was from the UK. So I don't know if he went back. He may
Big
have
Quam,
yeah.
he was working with these producers that were from the UK. I think they were called the Creators. I think he definitely was American.
Okay.
What maybe he like was there military or something like that, or moved as an adult. But
Or Pablo's looking up Kwame.
yeah,
Kwame. Did he do any songs with polka dots?
yes.
Well done. I have another one sort of in the same vein as the Smiths album.
Vane.
Wow. It's a very well-known bootleg. I know you can, again, find one of those blog spots. You can download the whole thing. It's a Joy Division record that has a French title that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, but it's got the word douche in it, which is kind of cool. It's
Man.
It's a live recording of a show they did in France. The quality is absolutely perfect because it was broadcast live over FM radio, and it's a whole set of their greatest songs. It's got some of the songs from the very last album that they did, which is my favorite, plus all the songs that you know by Joy Division. And again, Joy Division, another band who was very famous for the intensity of their live shows, and it's a live recording that without visuals really, really captures that. There's a version of 24 Hours on it that's just fucking absolutely perfect. There's a version of Day of the Lords on it that's one of the heaviest things I've ever heard. So
Talk about Les Bains douches.
yes, Les Bains Douche.
1979.
Yeah, and obviously Ian Curtis wasn't alive much longer, so it was kind of like Joy Division at the height of their power. And like I said, the sound quality is really what gets you because it was all set up to be broadcast over FM radio, and I think that's where the bulk of the recording comes from. So it's a really good listen. It has all their best songs on it.
Ian dead?
Ian dead.
Ian
He's
dead?
dead.
He dead.
Blow, you're not contributing to this?
Jeff did text me earlier in the week, but I've been sick all week, so I've kind of been ass out. So I don't really have any. And you
Your
guys,
ass out, all right. OG?
The Alligators, which is
Rogers band?
Roger from Agnostic Front's band. They did
what's the first song?
single.
What's the song? First song, "Fuck You" or something?
I don't know, but they did. From,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Trying to say what the fuck? What the fuck? Love that album.
They did.
Go on.
I feel like they did a single with maybe some songs on it, and then they did a record where they put those songs with additional songs on it. As far as I know, they never toured. As far as I know, they never played a show. The Alligator stuff is as good, if not better, than Agnostic Front stuff.
I co-sign that.
It
Yeah,
sounds
me too.
like it sounds like Victim in Pain throughout,
Yep.
and I mean, I hate to say it, but in a way, better.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at anything you're saying.
Not at all. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
They cover.
There's Negative Approach
Negative
cover on
Approach.
it.
They cover Ready to Fight. I want to say
Ready to Fight, yes.
Fucking brilliant band.
Yep.
And for some reason, nobody paid attention. Really, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I know when he was doing the Disasters, that shit got over pretty big.
Yeah, Roger came to check me out. We were both in France, in Paris, and I was performing in Paris, and Roger's show was earlier than and he was with the Disasters.
Right.
And he came over to chill.
Yeah.
So
I think that it seems to me that the Alligators was just like a studio kind of fun thing for
Yeah.
them. And fuck, if it's not some of the best shit he's ever been involved with.
Yep.
Really, really fucking brilliant good.
Yep. I co-sign all of that.
This one's tricky because this is a band, but they turned to shit really quick. So there's not many songs, but the songs that exist are brilliant. They're called the Sods. Mopey Grope is my favorite song by them. It came out like 79. They were from Copenhagen. They were a punk band, and then in 81 they changed their name and their sound, and it became like some weirdo post-punk industrial bullshit. So there was a few singles that I think got turned into a record, 7 inches or whatever.
I'm not hip to them at all, other than you hipping me to the stuff you hipped me to.
It's crazy to think that there's good and then see how little output there was. That baffles the shit out of me when it happens in any genre. But yeah, the other shit, man, it's not good. But the early stuff, there's a few 7 inches, and then someone put together an LP, I suppose, of them. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if like
Compilation.
Yeah. I don't know if what its intent was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you look up the sides Moby Grope and start there, it'll probably lead you down the path. I only have a couple more.
Something that came up on my playlist actually yesterday that I hadn't thought about in a while, but I was really into. I don't know if a lot of people know about this band, The Equals.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
What did you
And
say?
The Equals.
Oh, okay.
On a
I
po-
yawned and my ear cracked, and I thought you said the Eagles.
Them
I'm
too.
I'm like, yo, man.
Welcome to the Hotel California. The Equals.
There's not a whole lot of bands that I hate more than the Eagles.
Yeah, me neither.
What do you think about that?
I agree. I co-sign that.
I'm not mad at it, but I mark for Joe Walsh on Howard. So it's one of the best guests when he was on drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
When he got boring when he sobered
Yeah,
up.
he was in the James gang, so he gets a pass.
I mean, look.
He was doing the Eagles for fucking coke money, man.
Yeah,
I'm
but
down.
the James gang was heavy as fuck.
Hard, turn to stone.
Yeah, all day.
Forget
Yeah.
it. God.
The Equals. If you're an '80s kid, the biggest thing you might know about them is Eddie Grant came from that. He wrote Electric Avenue. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue. But before that, he was in Equals. They wrote.
And then lick your vagina.
Nice. You know, they're known for doing Police on My. Their songs have been covered by a lot
Pop
of
Jackie on that one.
lot of great bands.
Sorry, Jack.
Jackie Pops are the best. So yeah, the Equals. Go check.
Yeah, they
any
did Police on My
any of their
Back, and they
their
did,
Backstreets won't let you.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff. There's a cool video on YouTube of them. It's an actual video, I guess, that they made at the time where they're just kind of running around the streets. It's a cool like 60s type those like promo videos that they made back then. I can't remember what song it's for, but
I don't know. I wouldn't know what to call them as far as like their
I don't
scene
even
or
know.
their sound. Like
it's a strange
It's a
mix of like 60s
rock,
like almost like British Invasion mixed with like soul
R&B
yeah,
of the time. Yeah.
It's a strange mix of things, but it's definitely if
Yeah.
you're into any of that kind of stuff, it's worth checking out for sure.
yeah.
I will go with Shane MacGowan from the Pogues.
I'm already in.
His first solo record was called The Snake, and he put a band together. I guess he had heat with the Pogues at the time, so he put a band together called the Popes. And so it was Shane MacGowan and the Popes,
Yeah.
because the Pogues kept going after he
Yeah,
threw
yeah.
him out. But the first solo record he did is really fucking good. There's a particular song on there called Patty Public Enemy Number 1, which I like a lot, and that actually came up on my iPod recently and made me think of that record and how much I liked it at the time. One of the few full records I have on my fucking gimmick.
I'm angry at this.
I know, you hate it.
I do.
You hate it.
Not at your pick. I like
the way
your
I
pick.
conduct my iPod.
The way your iPod is situated is giving me anxiety when I looked at it.
Listen, we've been through this. I know what the codes mean.
I was a huge Warren Zevon mark. I loved when he went on Letterman. Excitable Boy, I loved all that shit.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
Dude's sense of humor was off the fucking rails. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer. He knew it, and he continued to write. And he wrote and recorded an album. And 2 weeks before the album dropped, he passed away. He was on Letterman right before he passed, and it's one of the greatest talk show appearances ever. If you want to look up Warren Zevon on Letterman right before he died, but there's a song on the last album he recorded called "Keep Me in Your Heart." It's great. Love Warren Zevon, brilliant guy.
I'm gonna excuse me. I'm gonna throw out a song, but really the whole catalog of the band is for the most part brilliant. And I know that Gavin's gonna back me on this one hard.
Oh,
Thank
Hey,
you.
oh,
Thank you. That was for you. Fucking Christ. The song.
back you hard.
The song's got one of the hardest riffs ever written in rock and roll, and the song is "Black Eyed Bruiser." I'm gonna say the easy beats, but it's
it was really it was after Stevie Wright left the Easy Beats. He was doing some solo stuff, but go ahead, finish.
I mean that's really all I was gonna say about
even
it.
fucking even harder than that, Rose Tattoo did a version of it.
Okay,
which
yeah.
is fucking incredible,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
But I mark for anything Rose Tattoo does.
I was just gonna
As a matter of
say-
fact, I'm gonna put Rose Tattoo over right now. Like, if you ain't hip to Rose Tattoo and you like hard, no bullshit street rock,
Stripped down.
yeah, like Rose Tattoo is everything AC/DC wanted to be.
Agreed with that.
And I'm a huge AC/DC fan, but Rose Tattoo was the fucking real deal.
Is
100
They're
times
goons.
better.
Yeah.
Dude is official.
Yes.
Yeah.
His fucking name's Angry Anderson.
Yeah.
Like, you don't these motherfuckers were the real fucking deal, and I mark for 90% of their catalog. They have a couple songs here and there that I'm not feeling, but
Yeah.
no fucking joke. And within the last 10, 15 years, they put out 2 records, so they're relatively new.
Yeah.
Still fucking ruled.
Right.
I'm gonna throw out a who's better or a what's better.
Okay.
What's the better version of Black Eyed Bruiser? Stevie Wright or Rose Tattoo?
Fuck.
Yeah, it ain't easy, is it?
I'm going to go slightly Rose Tattoo.
Who did it first?
Stevie Wright.
I'm gonna go slightly Stevie Wright.
The comedian?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it was. Go just YouTube either version of that song and just listen to that guitar riff.
YouTube them both because they're fucking really good.
That riff will fucking melt your face off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like everything that hard rock is, like all encompassed in one like 3-second riff.
Yeah, and like Australia was doing it different, man, because they're so isolated, and so they had a scene of unto themselves because they were so kind of away from the rest of the world, and their influences were amongst themselves. So they were it was very incestual the way their bands work. So it went from, the Easy Beats was a big deal in the 60s, and they had a couple of breakthrough hits. They did Friday on My Mind was a hit.
I'm blanking on everything else.
Yeah, it's oh my off the top of my head, but Friday on My Mind was their biggest hit. They had a song called Good Times, which was kind of a hit. They have a song called Sorry, which was sort of a hit. But their little brothers are the young brothers in AC/DC. AC/DC played for a couple years, and Rose Tattoo opened for them. So they were switching members, especially that Phil Rudd guy, the drummer, went back and forth between the two of the bands. And it was all because it was all like this weird community that was isolated from everything else. They almost developed their own sound, sort of, and definitely harder and fucking meaner and kind of like just
Dirt, like a
goon
dirty
shit, like
sound.
thug shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not. Definitely not getting into like the glam metal shit that other places got into. Those motherfuckers were the real deal.
Yep. It's like biker rock.
Yeah, and I remember it on like the third or fourth episode of we did this. The one reason I put Axl Rose over was because he was a huge Rose tattoo mark. So if you on any level like Guns N' Roses, check out Rose Tattoo, which is the real fucking deal, which Guns N' Roses fucking wish they were doing.
Amen.
They wish they were hard like them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I only have one thing left to bring up. It's a dude named Chocolate Genius. The dude is a genius, but the song, this is one of my favorite songs of all time in any genre. It's called My Mom. It's obviously about his mother, but it's about him kind of going back to his childhood home, and his mother being senile and kind of barely remembering him and whatnot. But it's an ode to his mom. So if you're a mama's boy like me, it's great on many levels. But it's one of my favorite songs. Any genre of all time, I don't know how a label or a marketing team didn't get behind this song or any of his shit and try to blow him up. There's a video actually of him just playing it live. It's just him and the piano floating around on YouTube. That's better than the album version. If you put Chocolate Genius, My Mom, just look for a dude in front of a piano wearing a hat. That's the live version. It's the best thing ever. Wish that guy would have blown up. But that's all I got.
I got a couple of 7-inches that kind of go back and go hand in hand. For people that are real into hardcore, these won't seem obscure at all. But like if you're a younger kid, these two records came out at the same time. The two bands were from the same area. It's Gut Instinct.
Yeah.
With their 7-inch, and then the other band is Initial Reaction, which I think is the better 7-inch.
Interesting.
Love Gut Instinct.
12 gauge all day. Love the Gut Instinct.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm okay. I'm not mad at
I always was more partial to the Initial Reaction.
I think I was
7-inch.
partial to Gut Instinct
Me
because I
too.
thought the name was harder and somehow
Rat Bastard.
Rat Bastard
Bastard.
is one of the
I-
greatest hardcore songs.
I probably played Rat Bastard
Hundreds of
easily
times.
1,000 times.
Easily.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking heavy, man.
I was kind of scrambling for stuff to come up with for this episode, and I actually have a small box of some of my 7-inches that are actually in my apartment. It's not in my mom's basement where all my LPs are. So I started going through that. I found some shit that fucking blew my mind that I never knew that I had. But and I saw these two, and I haven't thought about Gut Instinct and especially the Initial Reaction record in 100 years. And I was just like, these were really, they're like 1990 or 1991, right in that area. So it's not even like they're OG hardcore. It's still that newer edge hardcore. And if they had been in like a real studio, they would have come out sounding really metal. But because it's
the production is what
They reminded me of that era where it was kind of changing. So they were like,
right,
there was
they
a
still
change
had
in the
enough
guard
of-
for 2 years. Where there were 2 years of records that didn't shift too far off
right,
base.
and
Right.
they're one of those records.
Yeah, there's a
And
few bands.
The other thing about both of them too, and you know it just from the artwork, that it's when you really started to see hip hop creep into it.
Yeah.
Like both covers are graph pieces.
Yeah.
Their logos are in graffiti hand. Each band, like I never saw Initial Reaction, but I did see Gut Instinct play, and like every band from that sort of scene, that sort of sound, always had some kind of intro, like instrumental intro that basically could have been a hip hop song,
Yeah.
like with the
Yeah.
beats and whatnot. And like a lot of times,
Lou and Pete started that shit.
like when we like in our area, friends of ours that had bands that would do that, like we always knew people who rapped who would actually like get up on the mic and do like a verse to the hardcore band's intro, and then they'd go into it. So like Initial Reaction and Gut Instinct were like real wrapped into it. I mean, they didn't break any ground. They weren't doing anything that changed the world, but they're just two really heavy 7-inches.
So yeah, that got me thinking. Now I guess I contributed for doing 7 inches. The House of Suffering 7-inch.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't know that at all.
They're
don't
like
either.
Chula Vista, California.
Yeah, the black dude was the singer.
Yeah, they did like 1 or 2 7-inches, but the one is I think it's self-titled House of Suffering.
That was after the Bear Brain song, obviously, right?
Yeah, I actually have it on my iPod.
The House of Suffering.
Yeah.
Do you?
I've never heard of them.
So
That's
good,
funny.
so good. Yeah, this shit's banging.
OG.
Let's see. Let's do Evil Conduct.
Ah,
Heavy.
dying for a fag.
Those dudes, they've been around for a long time. I feel like they put out some stuff, stopped playing for a while, and then started putting stuff out again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't hip to them until I feel like when they put out the record of their starting again. I wasn't hip to them back whenever.
Me neither.
Fuck, they're so good.
Yeah.
Everything they've done is so fucking good, and they keep getting progressively better. The one record I think is called Kings Without a Crown, maybe?
There's King of Kings.
No. I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the thing.
I know the one that's
I
got.
guess King of Kings is the one. That fucking record is so fucking good.
What's the one that's got like dying for a cigarette? That old tattoo.
That's 2 different records, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, I'm going from memory. And
They got
it's all
They got a
wrong.
lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
And everything that I know of them is really fucking good. If you're into oi stuff and sort of that mid '80s kind, or even early '80s kind of like Cockspar,
Working class anthems.
yeah, like Cockney Rejects, but not as
A
not as
little-
hard. A little more poppy, more like
Right.
Cockspar. That the Cockspar is the one I would compare them to most.
A little bit gruffer on the vocals.
Yeah.
But very catchy,
Yeah.
very melodic.
Right.
Yeah. Great band. Great
Rules.
fucking band.
Rules.
You got another one?
I don't.
I got one for you and Pablo. Used to will pop. Gavin will hate it.
The fuck?
Yeah, trust me, you'll hate it. This is super rare.
I'm in a good mood tonight.
This is a super rare 7-inch only because it's a very localized thing and we know the people that put it out. But I'm going to pit over the Shadow Season 7.
Oh,
I love
greatest of
that.
all time.
My boy, a friend of mine, played drums for them. Yeah. I'm not sure if he's on the 7-inch or not, but my boy Jimmy played drums for them, so they get a pass for me.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
I describe it. I mean, it's made up of people from Turning Point after Turning Point broke up for obvious reasons. Our friend Vince put it out on Hardcore Records. What was it, like 90, 91?
Yeah, 90.
91.
It sounds...
It was on Harvest Record first. Now he rebranded his label.
The sound is almost exactly... It's pretty much... Musically, it's exactly like the Embrace album that Sadian put out with a very passable Morrissey impersonator singing.
I never heard it described that way.
And it works. Like the 4 songs or 5 songs that are
5.
on it are just fucking great. To this day, I still love that 7-inch.
I love it too.
It's you wouldn't call it hardcore. It's an offshoot of hardcore, and it's
Yeah, it's like
made up of people who come from hardcore, but it's not anything heavy at all.
I love it.
It's very emo.
It progressed. That's what I did.
It was very artful.
I like things that move in an art direction. I gave those thug years up.
We're better than that.
I grew as a person.
And as an artist.
This is me, Sad Sicko and Sad Ian.
I was going to ask you, which one were we talking to?
Both.
they inhabit the same body at certain times, like a poltergeist. So, all right, yeah, that's us telling y'all what.
That's some of the stuff.
What's what? We could probably do it for. For every episode.
Yeah.
In reality, trying to, you know what I'm saying, remember shit. But All right, so
And as soon as we turn these mics off, I'm gonna think of like 15 things I should have said. So,
all right.
save it for. We'll have to do this again.
You're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown, being brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo, 4371 Crescent Street, Philly, PA, CrescentStreetTattoo.com. We'll be back in a minute.
Yo, what up? This is Rick Thorne, the Biker in Black, a.k.a. Shredder. You're listening to Vinnie Paz and the Broad Street Breakdown. What's up, Gimme Gang? Yeah, yeah. Keep listening. Peace out.
Once again, back at the Macaroni Mansion with Vinnie Paz.
Jesus Christ. Laura Mercy.
We're back. The Broad Street Breakdown.
Oh, we're back.
That was. We told him. We told him to fucking
Yeah,
come
look,
up
we
with a
got
thing.
we got what we asked for.
You know who's to blame?
Us.
Us.
Sue's to blame.
So we've been hearing a little bit of rumblings, rumors that Vince and the Sinclair Broadcasting were both interested in buying TNA, correct?
So's the.
There was a
Billy
third one,
Corgan.
right?
Who?
Billy Corgan.
Well, I'm just not counting him because he's already in my.
He wants to buy it out from Dixie and not only run creative but own the company as well.
Does he have that much money?
You tell me.
I mean, there's obviously varying degrees of what rich is. To me, he's not that rich, but I'm not, if someone told me different, I wouldn't know. You know,
He's got that fucking pumpkin money, I guess.
yeah, but I mean,
don't
say
know.
he's worth 30, 40, 50. I mean, it might be worth a couple $100 million, even though it's shitting the bed.
TNA.
Yeah,
How much?
a couple $100 million, maybe. I'm talking including the catalog and what it can generate. Owning the
Let me ask
merch,
you this.
owning the rights, owning
I hear where you're coming from, but let me ask you this: what is that catalog worth unless Vince is doing something with it?
probably nothing.
What, they gonna fucking put out DVDs?
Right.
Who gives a shit?
No, I mean, it's definitely a situation where it becomes more valuable when in someone's hands that can make it valuable.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You put that on the network, all of a sudden it becomes valuable.
yeah, if you and I have all those
Yeah. So
tapes,
what?
so who cares?
Yeah. We're gonna fucking burn DVDs of,
Yeah, I
the
don't-
two matches that CM Punk was in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and some AJ shit and some
Well,
Joe
it makes
shit.
sense because for Vince to have it
Because of who he's signing now. He's got all the
AJ,
Joe shit,
Joe
Punk, whether he wants to.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, there's value in that if
Bobby Roode, Austin Aries,
and they've been sitting on the catalog for how long?
13 years.
What the
14
fuck have they
years.
done with it?
Nothing.
Right.
Run like 9 pay-per-views for $9.99 at 3 p.m. on a Saturday.
So in theory, yeah, 100 million.
Yeah.
In reality, if you ain't doing shit with it, it ain't worth shit.
That gets back to the when we were talking about collecting records and whatnot. Maybe a Gut Instinct 7 inches worth $100 to us, and to someone it's worth $2.99. It's real. You know what I'm saying?
I also forgot to mention that Gut Instinct 7-inch is infamous for they spelled the name of their band wrong on the cover of the 7-inch.
I'm all right with that.
So am I.
Pablo,
That's me.
You had mentioned prior to that you had some biz to discuss.
Yes, good news for maybe for you. Do you have Comcast or Verizon?
Comcast.
All right, because Fios is now carrying the El Rey network in Philadelphia. So I was watching Lucha Underground all day yesterday.
In English or Spanish?
English.
So you have Matt Stryker and Vampiro.
Yes.
He's getting to watch it, but we can't.
Right.
Awesome.
Rey Mysterio.
That proves
Pentagon Black, my new favorite.
Pentagon Jr., he's brilliant.
Yeah, this shit was it was awesome. So the internet says it was as of end of July, but I didn't notice it till like last week.
Yeah, I think that's when. Isn't that when the new season started? OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says season 3.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
So you have Verizon.
Fios, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me angry.
Yeah. Great.
They need to cut a deal with Netflix or somebody, man.
Somebody don't like us.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
the fucking blow is being able to watch it.
People like Blow. People don't like us.
Well,
It's fucked up.
so do you think if Vince is the one who buys it, or if anyone buys it other than Corrigan, do you think the objective is to own the catalog?
Yeah.
And what about current active?
Previous to NXT, I'd say maybe he would use it as a training thing. He doesn't need it. They did, the most brilliant move ever. They made their own training facility, training territory,
Yeah.
and independent promotion.
Yeah. Do you think anybody on the roster, the current roster, would go to SmackDown or Raw?
The word is that Hunter is interested in Matt Hardy, the gimmick, the whole deal,
Yeah.
regardless of purchasing TNA.
So that means
he wants broken Matt Hardy.
And he's locked up until the spring
Spring of
2017, which in reality isn't that far off.
In reality, he breaks that contract, so what?
Yeah. The other thing is we both know how far in advance they film.
I'll tell you this: if I'm in that position, if I'm in the position with Vince to get somebody and sign them, I'm getting him right now and paying whatever I have to pay to
Just buy him out.
Goddamn right, because he's fucking hot now.
Super
You
hot.
don't know what's going to happen in spring 17.
Right.
That shit could die tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That's the way the fucking business works.
Someone needs to do something with Eli Drake, man.
Well, think about this. Come Monday on Raw, for example, this coming Monday, starts the show, out walks fucking Broken Matt.
Oh, my fucking head will explode.
You know what I mean? Like, right now is the time.
Yeah.
Right now.
To me, not when it comes to Vince, but when it comes to these other places, the reality of the situation is when people are talking about being on a contract, it's like, and what? What are you going to do? That breach of contract shit only holds up when someone's willing to put the money to...
Well, it gets into that independent contractor thing.
Yeah.
So back in the day, you had two companies, WCW and WWE, who both had endless amounts of money and endless amounts of time to fight each other in court over it.
Yeah.
Really, it was just to tie up the talent.
Absolutely. It happens with labels. It's
Right.
Just,
It's just to keep them inactive. Right.
They're not putting your album out, but they're keeping you so no one else can.
So when you now at this point in 2016, when you're Vince and you still have, if not more, endless supplies of money, is TNA going to go through that law, the court system thing,
Right.
to do anything? They
Right.
can't compete with that money
Right.
on any level.
you know what Vince is going to do to TNA?
Tell us.
Delete.
Exactly.
He's going to make them obsolete.
That would be the angle. That's pretty brilliant.
Thank
Have
you.
Vince come out and with Broken Matt, and they deleted the whole organization. And they're
Wow.
obsolete.
That's heavy as fuck.
Right. See,
What
man?
about.
You should be in charge of creative.
You. Excuse me. We're a package.
It's the plural.
Dummy, yeah.
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 Unfortunately, I would see Vince taking him, and he would be mid-card at best.
Well, he had him and let him go, so he obviously didn't see.
Yeah, but that was pre getting his shit together. Yeah?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Who knows? Sometimes Vince don't see certain things, but Hunter does.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, you know, it's if they, yeah,
It's a
man,
fucking gimmick flying around here.
yeah,
It's making me nuts.
It almost got my head. They're, yeah, I guess what I haven't seen is how serious it's gotten and how far along it potentially is.
The last 48 hours, there's been a lot of talk about Vince buying it. Previous to that, it was Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Billy Corgan's still... But again, okay, let's suppose that Billy Corgan has $50 million.
Yeah.
Is that outrageous?
That he has that much?
Yeah.
No, that's probably around where I would put him at.
Let's say he's got $50 million. He's not competing with Vince.
Right.
If Vince decides he wants it, Vince is going to get it.
Exactly.
I think it's a matter of them deciding whether they're going for it or not.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, and if he wants to eat those contracts of the people that...
It don't mean shit to him.
Yeah.
Don't mean shit. He'll pay him out. He'll pay him out for the duration of their contract.
Yeah, I guess there's just a few people whose contracts were a little bit crazy.
But they do need heads in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown and Raw is thin because, you know, how many heads in a 3-hour program and then another 2 hours the next night. So you're talking 5 hours of programming and it's not all top tier. You know what I mean?
Far from it.
Right. So to me, those dudes could add to it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I agree. But who knows?
The
I
sicko.
think we're going to find out pretty soon.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think it's time to throw it over to you.
Is it that time?
It is.
What? Which direction?
Why do you have an X on your head, Jeff? On all your pictures?
He's straight edge.
It looks good.
Why don't you get that in real life?
No.
He does.
You want him to get the Charlie gimmick?
Get a real X on your fucking forehead.
Why do you have...
So I know where to fucking pit my load.
Jesus Christ, man.
Why do you have that fucking face on your head?
I'll go first. I ain't scared.
Damn.
I was going to say go to him, too, because we were just pontificating on the sport of kings.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep it with the Sport of Kings, and I'm going to start off with Larry Zbyszko.
The heir to the cracker fortune?
That was good.
It was.
That was good.
It was.
Larry Zbyszko is the living legend, and he's associated with my first wrestling memory. And looking back, fucking genius heel. At the time, I didn't appreciate it so much. I always found him kind of boring when he was active, but now that I look back, he was really, really good.
Vinny.
He's like 4,000 years old and always shacked up with like a dime in her 20s.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
Oh. Pablo, Eric Stoltz.
Are you calling me from a cell phone? I do not know you. I'm hanging up.
I like that.
That's from Pulp Fiction. Crank call. I'm hanging up.
I like that.
This is his performance in Mask was absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
And I feel like it kind of gets overlooked.
He's a fantastic actor, I think.
Yeah.
He should have did Mask 2.
Yeah. The Return.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Vinny, Eric Stoltz.
The original Marty McFly, and you can see the screen test, and it's fucking strange.
My favorite Eric Stoltz movie, even though it's not his line, is It's Casual.
Yeah.
That fucking movie.
Yeah.
That I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's
I like
also
it.
in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, he's in everything.
Yeah, I like
which-
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah. He's all right. Pablo, Peter Tosh.
Peter Tosh, the reggae guy. When we were in Jamaica and we did the pub crawl, whatever you want to call it. You wouldn't call it that in Jamaica. You would call it like a beer crawl. Anyway, we drove past this spot and it just said Peter Tosh with a big arrow. And I'm like, well, he's not there. But I think that's where they
They're
say.
not going to get over on P.
But I think that's where they were saying he's either buried or was born, and they have like a gimmick there for like tourists or whatever. But we didn't stop there.
I would have stopped. Jeffrey. Peter Tosh.
Steppin' Razor.
Nice. Vinnie Paz.
Exodus.
Nice. Pablo. Too Close for Comfort.
Wow.
3 words:
Yes.
the Jim, the J, the Bullock.
Thank you. That was specifically for you. Jeffrey.
That motherfucker drew with a puppet on his head.
Vinny, Too Close for Comfort?
The blonde daughter was hot. The brunette was the broad that had train run on her by the Warriors.
Who? Good one. Who did that beat? Was it Souls of Mischief? They rapped over that beat, over the theme song.
No, they rapped over the taxi.
The Taxi.
So they did
song.
Taxi. Who did Too Close for Comfort?
I don't even remember the Too Close
Even.
for
Dun, 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 suckers front. Then they start the rapping. Let her know where you're from. We're from the ghetto. And
Ali Vegas.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope song. Check that out.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
This is twofer.
All right. You went, right? Did you go?
Yes, he went.
Yes.
Stephen King.
Yes, brilliant author. I read The Stand, which was 1,100 pages. That was probably the longest book I ever read.
Jeffrey.
He did these books called the Richard Bachman books.
Yeah. The nom de plume.
That shit.
Nice.
They
That's where
were
Running Man came from.
Yes, and I want to say
The dance
Thinner.
move?
Yes.
Well done.
Richard Bachman did he do the worm too?
There was also one of my favorite Stephen King stories in the Bachman books was the one about, I can't remember the name of it, but about the race.
Yes,
The
where they
walking-
can't slow.
right, they
yeah,
can't slow to a certain
That's the
thing.
one I'm thinking of, and
That's
I was trying to think of the name
Crazy
of it, but
story,
yeah.
And it also had road work in it and one other one I can't remember.
So Speed came from Richard Bachman.
Well done.
And I read the Green Mile's awesome. The
Take
thing
my
with the-
hand, both.
That movie rules too.
It was both.
That's it. I mean, I read the ones everybody reads, but
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something that was
Read
a
the
little
Tommy knockers, both.
Jesus. He shut out. Did he have Starbucks in the
I
break?
don't know, man. I
did.
see.
It's empty.
It's
That
empty.
explains it.
bit.
Fucker.
Frappuccino.
Vinny, Stephen King?
I got real wrapped up in the Dark Tower shit.
I
That's
heard
like
those
one-
things are the best.
Real,
That's one of the only ones I never read.
Yeah, I never read it.
real
Yeah.
fucking wrapped up, man. Like where it's dangerous for your life.
Yeah.
And I think Shawshank Redemption is one of the top 5 best American films ever made, and he wrote it.
Heavy. I'm going to say the very first quote-unquote grown-up book I ever read was a Stephen King book. It sort of set me on a path because I was just discovering metal, like gory metal,
Yeah.
and it just went hand in hand. And I will say, I've read everything he wrote up until I think the Tommy Knockers is where I stopped. My favorite thing that he ever did was a collaboration he did with Peter Straub called The
Yeah.
Talisman.
Yeah.
It's a great story. It's just a great, fun story. Pablo, Jake the Snake.
Roberts.
Jeffrey.
I remember the first time I saw him, he was one of Kevin Sullivan's Army of Darkness guys.
Yeah.
Sullivan put him under the voodoo spell.
Nice.
Probably top 5 all-time wrestling IQs.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? I know why, because of his drug and alcohol problem. But if he's sober, like they're saying, he should be creative somewhere.
Nice.
He's that smart.
Pablo, Lenny the Governor McLean.
Is he a ska man? Who is that?
Nah.
Who is it?
British heavy. The Governor.
Don't know the mate.
Hooligan.
Don't know that mate.
Jeffrey, take it.
The book rules. They've been making a movie for the past 500 fucking years, and they haven't made it yet. He was in not Snatch, the other one, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking, whatever the fuck. He's in that movie.
The older white dude.
He's
the older.
He's the big.
Yeah, I
motherfucker.
love him. Yeah.
Considered at one point the heaviest motherfucker in all of England.
Which is saying something.
Yeah. I have seen footage of his boxing thing, and that motherfucker was not fucking fun to fight. Let's just say that.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
Vin?
I was gonna say, been waiting for the movie for 20 years or something.
Yeah.
I actually didn't read the book though.
I have
I
Gavin's
just know
book,
the
and
stories.
I still haven't read
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Pablo, Walter Schreifels.
oh no.
He's one of the greatest musicians of all time. Quicksand. The Walter Schreifels albums I like. Rival Schools is okay.
That's all you're
And
saying?
he's a handsome gentleman. GB.
You threw the alley-oop, but
And
he
he
doesn't
just-
want to
he
dunk
left it.
on tape.
Gavin?
He seems like a nice guy.
All right. That's better than I expected.
Me too.
Vinny?
I guess until I talked to Arthur, I didn't know that Gorilla Biscuits was just literally all Walter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought there was a semblance of collaboration. He was like, oh no, this guy wrote everything.
Did you ever hear the Walter Sings the Hits? Where it's all the Gorilla Biscuit songs, but him doing vocals, and
The original recordings, or he redid them?
they might be like demos.
I have like a B-sides rarities thing that is all of that shit, but it's from then, not now. So yeah.
I'm going to say one of my favorite musicians in the world, and the Quicksand cover of How Soon Is Now is the only version of that song I can stomach. It's like my favorite
I like
cover
that
of
cover.
any song
I
ever.
like that cover. They totally rearranged it.
Yeah, and just fucking... I have a live version of it from CB's that just fucking melts the place down.
Nice.
Pablo, John Cassavetes.
Is he the voiceover guy?
He is not.
That's not Dan Castellaneta?
Good try, though.
I don't know.
Jeffrey?
I don't know who that is either.
Vinny?
Gina Rollins.
Is that the guy from Attica? I mean, from Dog Day Afternoon?
Don't
That's
think
John
so.
Cassell.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Filmmaker.
Nick
He made-
Cassavetes is his son.
Yeah. He did Rosemary's Baby.
Love Rosemary's Baby.
Exactly.
One of the
He's in it.
Like.
Polanski did it.
Do you like
Oh,
it
is that
now,
what it
OJ?
is?
Yeah.
You like it now? Polanski did it.
I do like it.
Just hypocrite.
Separate the art from the artist.
Why are you fucking coming at me tonight? I thought
Here we
had a
go.
thing.
Here it
We
is.
do. Us versus them.
Well, shut the fuck up.
Which one are we again?
You're the fucking asshole. That's
Pop
who you
Jackie.
are.
Pop Jackie again.
But Jackie.
Pablo, the Great Kabuki.
Saw him one time. No, I don't.
I thought he was serious.
Me too.
Jeffrey?
The first heel I ever liked.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice. Vin?
Similarly to the late great Fuji, I feel like his work was underrated.
And for the last one, Pablo, Corrosion of Conformity.
I liked COC. I used to rock their shirts. I can't think of one fucking song now.
Jeffrey?
I never liked them.
Vinny?
I like the logo though.
Right.
There is too many versions of that band for me to say, anything from the 80s I like, and then they're literally reinvented themselves.
Yeah.
If you call that, if reinvention is a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But there was some shit that was just turned into like flat out bad metal.
Yeah.
And then at one time they were kind of a punk band or
Yeah.
punk influenced. I liked their early shit. And I hate that answer. It's so fucking,
Meh.
it's so trite, but it's the truth. Because
I'm a huge fan of Eye for an Eye. That was one of my favorite records.
I think I had that
really
one.
sloppy. I guess now you would call it crossover, but back then it was just, whatever.
Yeah.
Loved it. So, all right, there you have it.
Yay.
Another exciting round of the word association gimmick. And that can only mean one thing.
yeah, this is a nightmare.
Here's some fucking thoughts from
No, once we start, when we come back from break, I know what's gonna happen, man. I'm not happy about it.
And we've seen a little bit of a movement on Twitter because one of the last episodes you had mentioned possibly cutting out and no longer doing everyone's favorite segment, and there was a public outcry.
I've seen nothing.
I'm pretty sure I sent you some screenshots, buddy.
Oh, I'm getting emails too.
Oh, I
saying,
know.
Do not
I've
kill
seen
this
nothing.
segment.
I've heard nothing. The segment will be tossed.
It will not be tossed.
Dear Vin. Hey, Wigger race trader.
There we go. Started off with a banger.
Will you be using your pistol pack to kill whites when you join blacks in the race war?
Wow! I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I'm all about killing Whitey.
Lovely. Lovely sentiments.
I just,
That's got to be a nice thing to just wake up, like log into and be like, oh, here's a nice message for me.
this is not a long question at all, but I just looked over and it broke my fucking head.
Nice.
Dear Vin, I'm a big fan.
But
I wanted to know more about the real world. Can you help show me?
Is he talking about the
The
show?
TV show or
He's
the
not talking about. I fucking hope for the. This is a gentleman.
He wants you to show him the world.
It's so fucked.
it's fucked if it's the show and if it's for the real
There's
world.
no scenario where this
Yeah.
isn't fucked.
Yeah.
So many levels.
Had he said road rules, maybe would have been legit.
Wow.
Ah!
Wow.
That was good.
Shot out of a cannon tonight. Dear Vin, please read this.
Here we go.
Hello, my name is blank, blank, blank. I live in Denmark. I know you know a lot about the Illuminati,
Yes.
and I think you and I can help each other.
Yes.
I have questions about life, in quotations, that I think you can give me the answer to.
He must know the other guy.
In fact, I don't really know if you are part of it or you just know about it. But I know that I am a part of it in some kind. All the songs I hear is in some kind about me and my life.
Oh, boy.
If you a Siri called South Park, then I see it. It's like it's my life I watching and I really don't know why. All the Danish rapper singers are singing about my life in any song really. Any song I hear. If it's death metal or love songs or Danish rap, it's like they are trying to tell me something I don't know. I can tell you that I have lived in the so-called system all my life. In fact, since I have been born, after I turned 19 years old, here the 16th Marts, I have been like I can't remember my whole life, HOLE. You must help me, exclamation point. I need some answer, exclamation point. I think I am the Illuminati. Please write back, RIGHT.
Right.
What do you think about that?
That made my head hurt listening to it.
What do I think of that?
Yes.
He's well.
He's a complete organization, which is the Illuminati.
Excuse me, I just sneezed.
Bless you.
That concludes Dear Vin.
He might. Maybe he knows the King Diamond. He's from the Denmark.
He's the
This is true. That's all he's got.
He might have a connect.
Maybe
Listen.
it is King Diamond right now.
You're telling me Kim wrote me?
I mean, in this world, anything's possible, my friend.
King.
King's in Texas, man.
Yeah.
In a castle.
He's being short. Listen to the Deep Purple.
Do they have castles in Texas?
He
Yeah,
has,
one.
one.
Good for him.
Uriah Heep.
Good for him.
Deep Purple catalog. 17,000 CDs worth. Stack was taller than him.
Listen,
Ain't mad at that.
shit needs to happen, man. Voodoo.
This is a fucking highway star, man.
I'm a highway star.
I'm going to throw it over to my good friend Pablo and ask him if he happens to have...
Well, you know, I'm sitting around the house, and as I'm doing this one, I'm going, oh, shit, this is a fucking tip. But like you said, I'm doing my everyday life.
This is something that had never occurred
now,
to you
and,
that
and
would
before
be a tip.
I'm knee deep in a fucking tip, and I don't even know I'm knee deep in a tip.
See, now
I'll
he's
give
starting
you-
to delve into his own psychological fucking...
I don't know that he is, but...
He's just at the
He's
edges.
scratching the
And
surface.
I found myself
you could-
laughing at myself as it was happening.
Well, that's...
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
We're
helping.
breaking ground.
You could be knee deep in my tip, pal.
I was going to AO him, but I let him live.
Jackie's just shaking her head over there at that one.
So I don't know how well this one's going to go over.
All right.
So let's-
With us or the fans?
With you guys, the fans,
All right.
schmans.
All right.
Fan schmans. So this one, there is a time limit on it, so I'm not absolutely crazy. This one,
Whoa.
We'll be the judge of
Yeah.
that, my friend.
this was a super quick one. So if I'm going to take a shower within 2 to 3 hours,
All right.
then
So it's like 2 in the afternoon if you know you're taking one at like 4 or 5.
Right.
Yo, keep it down. We're trying to do a show in here. Thanks.
And so so between, let's say, that time and the time I take a shower,
Yeah.
to save water,
oh, no.
if I have to take a piss, I piss in the shower.
Wait a second.
Wait,
Before
wait.
yeah. He thinks he wanted to know if that would go over well with us. Like that isn't enough to put him in an institution.
Are you saying... Like, you're not talking about peeing while you're taking a shower?
No, you open up the shower door, you piss in the shower, and then whatever. Once you take the shower 3 hours later, it's just all washed away.
Whoa, that's not what I thought he
I'm
meant.
calling
Man.
it whoa.
Yo,
I kind of thought that's what he was saying, but I'm going, no, he mean, like,
No,
we
no,
all
no,
pee
no,
in
no,
the
no,
shower.
no. I thought he meant if he knew. I say you got to take a piss. Depending on how bad, if you're comfortable, you know how you're like, I'm gonna hold it off because I'm comfortable right
Sure.
now. I thought he meant like, I'm about to bust the shower soon. I'll just take a piss in the shower.
So you're standing fully clothed.
It's like you're at a urinal.
You whip it out.
It's
and you
whipped.
piss in the shower, and then you go back to doing what you
Do
were
whatever
doing.
you got to do, yeah.
This is look.
You know how many
Can we stop all the pee pipe talk?
you know how many gallons of water are wasted doing that flush
Oh
for
my
stupid just
This goes back to something where Gavin talked about a sickness. This is way bigger than a cheapo tip. This is mentally ill behavior.
Absolutely.
This can't be written off as cost effective, as saving.
As something that like, oh, it's just what we did in my family.
No, none of
This is a fucking bizarre thing.
So would you also disapprove of just paying in the toilet and not flushing until like 4 hours?
No, God, no.
So you don't do
I'll
it.
flush 1,000 times.
So
I
if
don't care.
you don't do that, if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow,
let it mellow. No,
Yeah,
I
you don't do that?
any of that.
I'll
That's
say
disgusting.
this. I'll tell you who will do this shit. I've said this before. At a certain time on tour, you know, when you're trying to pinch pennies in the early days, you room with people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said. Now, you know, we get our own rooms or whatnot. But every time I would go to take a piss, Crip and I would always bunk. You know, every time I would go to take a piss, there would be like 2 gallons of fucking dark yellow piss in the fucking thing.
Oh, you're making
I'd be
me
like,
sick
yo,
to my
man, you don't
stomach.
fucking flush the toilet. So,
sometimes you gotta make ends meet. That's one way to make ends meet, man.
No, it's really not.
Gavin, what do you think about him walking into the shower and peeing?
Well,
He co-signs it.
I don't. How much is your water bill a month?
Might be like $90.
Are you trying? In your mind, is this to save money?
Save the whales. I'm trying to save the whales.
This is to say. This is like save the environment.
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
I'm looking out for you because you're fucking got a whole refrigerator full of bottled water,
Pablo,
Jeffrey.
I'm not okay with this one.
it's kind of. This one's kind of. That's dirty, man.
The best part is I don't clean the shower, so it doesn't matter to me.
You got your little girls.
They're
there,
not in my
man.
shower. This is only in my shower.
Oh, this is you're the only one who
Yeah.
uses this shower.
Yeah.
Just you.
And the wifey.
Yeah, I don't. So, does she know that you do this?
She will in 3 to 5 days.
She will by Tuesday. Yeah, this one I don't feel good about, pal.
Not at all.
Sorry. My feelings towards you haven't changed.
Thank
but
you.
I feel like we need to discuss this off air.
Yeah.
I want to try and help you with this one. This
Okay.
one's rough.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's all I have.
you think like an hour span? Like is it okay within an hour?
Nah.
Or right before you're about to go in the shower?
Why don't you jump in the shower and then piss while the water's on?
Because I don't want to take a shower then. I have other stuff to do
Then
around the
just
house.
piss in the toilet and flush it like a normal human being.
Yeah, man, that's a little rough.
This is deranged.
This is fucking insane.
I want to.
It really is.
I'm skeeved.
I want
Ski
to.
votes.
I want to support you. I do.
But
I don't co-sign with anything that you say, but I want to have your back. This one's a little rough.
okay.
I don't think differently of you.
I think I think
just-
a little differently.
It just kind of.
I still love him, but
Can I use your shower real quick?
It just kind of confirms that you're a little crazy.
you're fucked in the head.
That's why you're one of us, pal.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Well, that's been. I don't know what it's been.
That was
because-
rough.
I don't know if we can even put that in the segment, but
Usually, Dear Vin leaves me feeling creepy and disturbed.
Yeah.
That just outdid any
it's
Dear
a
Vin we've
it's a
ever done.
bloodbath.
That's what I'm here for.
Fuck, man.
Sticking with Pablo. This is the man
I
behind
need a
the
shower after hearing
Is
that.
it-
Yeah,
man
it's sticking
behind
all
the
over your
mailbag.
sticking all over your feet if you go in the shower before me. So okay, let's do some mailbag. Let's lighten it up a little bit.
Please. Change the subject.
Okay. This is for the crew. This is from Gerald from Portland.
Ooh. Does he know Uber Gary?
Sup, y'all? It's Gerald out in Portland. I was wondering your thoughts on the promotions here out west, like WCWC, PWG, Hood Slam. If you ever check them out, love the show and proud to rep the Gimmick Gang. Much respect. So, are you familiar with any of the
Hood Slam is trash. It's not good at all. PWG is probably the best indie in the world if you realize that Ring of Honor is owned by Sinclair. So I don't personally consider it an indie. Evolve is in business with Vince. To me, PWG and the Battle of Los Angeles that they do every year is must watch. All those dudes that run it are great. Kevin Steen came out of there. Sami Zayn. All those dudes. Everyone great has come through there. The first one he said, the
WCWC?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, or I do, and I just don't know it by that name or something.
Could be like the Hobo Circuit or something.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm not hip to that one at all.
But I've given you the PWG DVDs, Pro Wrestling Gorilla shit. Yeah,
that I'm hip to, and what was the other one? Evolve?
Hood
Slam.
Slam.
Hood Slam. It's got a lot of buzz. I know that, but the little bit that I've seen, I'm not interested.
Yeah, the shit I saw was the shits, but
It's kind of
OG has a
comical.
brownie ice cream right now.
That's right.
he's got a deal going.
His second
Yous don't.
set. Yep.
We don't.
Not you. You could have one if you wanted one.
All right, next one is from Bolt. What's up, y'all? Big fan of the podcast. As a younger father, 24 years old, of a 3-year-old boy, I sometimes wonder if I'm doing my best as a parent. I work 2 jobs and am going to trade school at night to get my journeyman's license as an electrician. So I don't get as much time with my son as I would like, and was wondering what kind of advice you have for raising him to have good morals and principles. Much love and thanks for your time.
It's
Is
kind
this on me?
I think. Well, I mean, you're the most experienced. I mean, to me, the first reaction, you have to spend time with your children, but the first reaction, the kid works 2 jobs and is going to a trade school to try to better himself. That's obviously all for the child. So
Sometimes you have to look at long-term, big picture stuff. So it sounds to me like you right now you're doing what you feel you need to do in order to make the big picture and down the road a better situation for your son. So
Yeah, if you can't be there, then make sure to see if your family members can be there and just surround the kid with family and
or love, most importantly.
yeah, and you might have to go through a period of time where the schedule is not ideal to what you want exactly. That's okay. You kind of suffer through it, and then it sort of pays off in the long run. I mean, from the little bit you told us, it sounds like you already have the answer to this and kind of already know what you need to do. So,
excellent. Okay, this one's for Vinny from Jeff Giger. Asked a lot of good questions. Vinny, Apathy was interviewed on a podcast, and in it he talked about how the making of the last AOTP record consisted of you guys emailing each other your verses, as opposed to what many of the fans imagine, which is all of you hanging out in a studio. So my question is, do you remember when the use of email became a common thing for making collab albums? And do you still usually record with other artists in the same studio, even though email is a more viable option?
I think everyone's first choice is to do it organically, which is to be together. You know, I mean, in terms of, obviously, you know, working with Beans, you know, Beanie Siegel, we were together because it's in Philly. If someone's in New York or Philly or the area, then that's the best way to get it done. I mean, the thing is with the AOTP shit, it's like, you know, to get everybody in one city for an extended period of time, so it's not just time consuming, but financially it would be impossible. So
I mean, it took 13 years to get everyone in the same city for like a 4-city tour.
Exactly. I mean, you were there. You were there from the first 12-inch. You know what I mean? You were a part of it. That was '98. So you're talking 18 years ago since the inception of the group, and then from there, it took 7 years from the 12-inch to make the first LP.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, I think another thing. I'll just end it with this. I think the average artist does have that. I want to be in the same room or whatnot, but I base the older I get, the more I want the studio to be something sort of like it's like a safe space for me. So whereas I used to just drink crazy amounts.
Open door policy.
Yeah, in the studio, get drunk out of my mind, high out of my mind in the studio, open door policy, mad people there. I shut that shit down as of late. So I'm not really mad at it because, in terms of how we put it together, particularly because I work strange hours, you know what I mean? Other people don't. So there's so many intangibles, you know what I mean? So it's all right.
Okay. And the last question is for the whole crew. It's from Steve Sanders. Hey, everybody. I ran out of cologne. Do you have any recommendations?
I mean, I don't give up my goods, man. My smell gimmick is, that's not to disrespect a brother, but I'm world renowned for smell good. So to put somebody up on mine, I couldn't do it.
But you're not. I'm not gonna expose you, but you don't do. You do like.
Look, man, you're already going too
right,
far.
yeah,
but,
all right.
but if you want to say that I don't wear a cologne,
you don't wear your car anymore. Is what we could tell them.
Listen, man, that was.
Fuck.
This guy's out of fucking. He's off the rails.
He don't know the rules.
You don't wear Old Spice. He don't wear Old Spice anymore. He don't wear your car anymore.
Old
Come on,
Spice.
man.
I couldn't tell. I wear cologne, but I couldn't tell you a thing about it because my wife buys it for me. All I know is it's blue.
I do the
name
Polo
of it.
Black for work.
Honest to God, it's in a fancy bottle.
I bet it is.
It's blue, and that's all I know.
Jesus.
I like it.
It's all right.
I mean, she
Yeah.
picks it out because
I like
I
the
would
Ar-
never buy that shit myself.
I do the Armani Aqua and the Polo Black for work. That's me. And that is the mailbag.
Jesus.
Well, all right then.
All right. Well, our final segment, as always, is recommendations. Even though the early part of the show, I suppose, were recommendations, but for me, it was just I was thinking of songs that people might want to be put up on. That didn't really. Usually, my recommendations for me, it's stuff I'm currently wrapped up in rather than going back. So I can start. My recommendation is a band called Warfather.
That's a heavy name.
It's crazy heavy name. Steve Tucker from Morbid Angel is the brains behind it. So if you're a Morbid Angel fan, or you were a Morbid Angel fan, Altars of Madness and stuff like that, it's super similar and it's hard. It's hard as nails. They have 2 albums. One of them's brand new, maybe a few weeks old, and it's hard as nails. I like it a lot. So check them out. They're called Warfather, one word. Sicko?
I'm going to do something that's really obvious. If you remember, like a couple months back, Pablo did want to make an excellent point when he recommended the young ones.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good, you wouldn't even think to say it.
Yeah.
And so mine's sort of that vein because I kind of was looking for something to watch, and I actually pulled out the DVDs, and I realized it's been over 12 years since the Chappelle Show came on the air.
It's been a long time, man.
And so there might be like I don't know if generation is the correct word, but there might be a generation of kids that didn't know about it. I know it's, they'll still air it once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
But the first 2 seasons of the Chappelle Show are some of the most brilliant comedy that's ever been done. And it just amazes me. I don't know where you can go and watch it. I bought the DVDs as soon as they came out
me
because
too.
I knew this is something that eventually, when it's no longer on the air, I want to have this around. And it's just fucking, like, it's brilliant. I can't co-sign the season that he wasn't involved in, but the first 2 seasons, like, there's not a miss in the entire series. So
It's on Netflix now.
Is it on Netflix? There you go. If you've never sat down and watched the Chappelle Show, or if all you know is I'm Rick James, bitch, there's a lot more to it, and fucking watch it from start to finish. It's fucking... I mean, we all know how brilliant Chappelle is. The show is just a perfect reflection of his genius.
Mine is a album from the Sicko archives. So when Sicko was living on South Street, he was buying records like crazy and was just buying like one banging album after the next. So this one is Copper.
Oh.
So Garrett from Texas is the Reason. If you're a fan of Texas is the
my
Reason,
nemesis, Garrett.
Yes. This was his band before Texas, where he didn't sing; he played guitar. There's a girl singer. It's fucking a phenomenal record. It's called Drag Queen. It's on Equal Vision. Awesome record. Hard to find too.
It is hard to find.
I have a list on my phone of recommended stuff that I go back to, and I just looked at the list and realized that I ran out of recommendeds.
Yes.
So I don't have one.
Yes.
I was prepared.
You know what you should
For
you should
weeks.
recommend the night of.
Recommend the ice cream you just had. What'd you have?
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
This one. When did you buy that funny, Sicko? At the 7-Eleven with your coffee before you came here? Is that what happened?
He thinks he's funny.
I'm not mad. That
OG.
Yeah.
Guess who's shower on pissing in next?
Oh, I catch a heart attack.
I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and get a coffee. And I heard that next to the shitty pizza, they also have some funny I could buy.
Shitty pizza.
next to the shitty pizza. Yeah, there's some funny next to the shitty pizza.
Buy
man, that
one,
thing I keep
get
seeing out
one
of the corner of
free.
my eye, I'm gonna fucking freak out, man. I hate it so much.
The Jackie thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Did you take a picture of it, Sicko?
Not a good one. I will.
All right.
One of us will have to on our real phones.
Yeah.
Sicko's got a fucking tomato can.
I
with a
got the
string.
phone that Pablo gave me. It's a real phone. It's a Samsung.
It's a 4-year-old phone, though. No
mean,
offense.
That
It's old,
concludes. this.
Did you have a recommendation?
Yeah, you didn't do yours.
Oh, he did. He was
I
first.
started, man. I set the shit off, man.
Jeff, do you have one?
Fuck, man. We just did a whole
Sicko,
thing.
you got one?
I'm recommending the night of. It's a great show.
Buy one, get one free. 7-Eleven.
And a coupon.
Info
With
at BroadStreetBreakdown.com.
I recommend Sad Sicko. Or Stupid Sicko.
And if you want stickers, don't just say send me stickers. You have to actually give me your address, too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get some of those.
Yeah.
See-
shows the intellectual acumen of.
Here's the thing, man. Like, Pablo's willing to do a nice thing. You got to, you know.
Meet me halfway. Give me an
Meet him
address.
halfway, tell him a
Yeah.
joke.
And be polite. Don't be like, I want some stickers. Ask nicely. Pablo works hard.
I could just put your name on and send it to the mailbox, and maybe they'll find you. But,
Yeah.
but the address helps.
I like that. Tell him a joke, do something for him.
Yeah.
All right, that concludes this episode of Broad Street Breakdown. We'll see y'all on Thursday. Peace.
Peace.